What's up, guys? We're back at it with another review for Choujin X. That's right, we got chapter 18 today, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It helps out, means a ton. You guys get plenty of fun stuff, but we gotta get into it. And yes, I know I'm late. I apologize. I was up in Michigan for a wedding, but I'm back. We're here. We gotta do this, and thank God we are here because, wow. Ririka Umezawa, the paper cutout Choujin, does things with absolute brutal efficiency. She shoved her heel inside of Ellie's eye socket. Oh my god. Okay, we'll get to that part. We will get to that part. Calm down. Okay, so first off, I thought we were going to do like a train battle like we established in the previous chapter. Like that was a long train ride and then she was on the train with them. I figured that was a perfect setup. Like we're trapped on a train with her. And now, after seeing her in this chapter, I don't understand why she didn't just attack them on the train, beat the crap out of them, open the door, get a little paper airplane, and just float off with them. I figured that would have just saved some time, but okay, maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's a reason we didn't do that. Who knows? Either way. Yeah, we just start this chapter off the train, and yeah, there's a big festival going on. That's just set up to have a bunch of people around. Trust me, it'll come into play. So, we're walking around, walking out. Tokyo has all of these paper dogs on him. Then, all of a sudden, he has all of these paper knives in him. By which I mean inside of his face and inside of his head. Yeah, that just happened like that out of nowhere. Immediately, bing, bang, boom, this dude is falling down the steps, bleeding out onto the pavement. We just started. Ririka, calm down. Okay, wow. So, yeah, we have the whole, like, breakdown of it later in the chapter. But yeah, whatever she cuts out of paper, whatever she makes out of paper, gains the properties of that real thing. So paper knives have the property of real knives. Hence why they can, stab stuff real good. So yeah, Tokyo's down and Ellie goes running down the steps to go get him, but Ririka hops in her way. Ellie is luckily able to get around Ririka and grab Tokyo, try to fly off with him. Well, super boosted jump off with him because, yeah, Ellie flying with Tokyo as usual doesn't go too terribly well. Can only get so far. And this is made even worse by the fact that Ririka can just make a paper airplane like I gave in the example with the train and just throw it, grab it, and whee! Just hold on to it while it flies like a plane. Alright then, Ririka gets to keep up, and this is not okay because she has plenty of knives made up, and she is throwing those things like they are going out of style. Luckily, Ellie is able to, like, counter these with her smoke screen. I don't know if they still have the vulnerability of paper, of they're burned up very easily, because you can't burn a metal knife, like, that easily. Now, maybe maybe Ellie's smoke is just, like, really hot. Or it's just hot enough to melt a little bit of the metal, just start to melt it, and then that little bit warps the paper. It's not the exact shape of a knife anymore. It's the shape of a melted, broken knife, so maybe it wouldn't get the properties of a knife anymore. Either way, her little smoke screens are good enough to stop the paper knives, is what I'm saying. I don't know why it took that long. Tokyo picks up one of these paper knives after it's been melted, whatever, rendered inert, and he's like, wait a minute, it's paper? Okay. Looks up, sees her, realizes who it is, and the fact that there is a bounty on her, realizes this is serious, and goes into full beastification. Good to see the Tokyo's back up and kicking again after having a knife in his skull, and another one in his skull, and a couple more in his face. Either way, yeah, he gets up and blocks Ririka as she tries to come down with her big old giant scissors on Ellie. Ellie then tries to smoke her out, burn her, whatever you want to call it. Unfortunately, she can turn into paper, not super surprising, and like flutter away. So, reset, we're gonna go again. We're throwing knives like they're going out of style once again. Ellie gonna put up the smoke screen once again. But this time, before anybody can react, Ririka is right there kicking Ellie through the train car. You would have think she kicked Tokyo with how fast he went in that direction too, but no, he just really quickly figured out, okay, this is not gonna work. We are not beating her. It's time to go. So he goes hopping over to grab Ellie and run off. Well, while he was doing this, Ririka grabs out a paper bomb, which in this case is also an actual bomb, lights it, and just tosses it over there. Willingly. Have fun. Brutal efficiency. Knowing Tokyo being a good person and one of the only people that can jump on this thing and actually survive it, he does just that. Blocks the explosion, but takes a massive amount of damage. And his full beastification form just cracks and just breaks as he falls to the ground. Out. Damn. So yeah, we're not done yet. By the time this happens and Ellie can get over to Tokyo to check on him, Ririka already has 2 chains underneath this dude's armpits ready to drag him into the underworld or wherever she feels like taking him at this point. Ellie, being the good friend, jumps on top of Tokyo's back, making it harder for him to just be, dragged away. Ririka, like I said, being brutally efficient, hops over and spin kicks her heel into Ellie's eye socket. I'm sorry, Ellie. I have to clap for this. Whoa, wow, that looked like it hurt so bad. And the squelching sound effect. Oh my goodness. That was brutally efficient. Okay, we got to keep going because, yeah, after this, Ellie's obviously down. I would be too. I don't care if I have Choujin powers or not. You shove your heel into my eye, I'm out. Either way, yeah, she folds Tokyo up into paper, slips him in to whatever she slipped him in, I can't remember. Probably purse or the suitcase thing she said, had, I don't know. Either way, grabs Tokyo, and she is just walking out of there like a cool customer. Wow. I did not expect that. So yeah, eventually Azuma finds Ellie as she's starting to wake up and have smoke rolling out of her eye. Tokyo eventually wakes up and he is in the company of Ricardo and Ririka, and Ricardo's sitting there talking about like, wait a minute, you did all of this while I was napping? So does that mean I'm not going to get a cut this time? Probably Ricardo. Sorry, bud. Either way, yeah, Ririka goes off to get the apothecary to, take Tokyo away. This seems like a curious choice of word, the apothecary to come get him. Apothecaries are people who would deal in medicines and drugs. This seems weird at first, but when you think about the drugs, the syringes that turn people into Choujins, that turn Tokyo into a Choujin, might start to make a little bit more sense as to why an apothecary might come to get Tokyo. But either way, while that's going on, him and Ricardo are going to have a little bit of personal time. But before we get to that, Azuma took Ellie over to a payphone so she could call Yamato Mori or Simon or whoever she called. She was talking to Simon at first. But either way, yeah, she starts giving them all the details. They're figuring out what's going on. Eventually, Sato starts talking to her. He, from the description of the paper cutout Choujin, Ririka, thinks that, Nari might have an idea of what's going on. And from the looks of Nari, I don't think that whole mental projection torture stuff has really stopped. Either way, yeah, eventually he is going to get the information, and he is going to send Ellie, Simon, and Momoma to go check it out, but Ellie's going to be the scout. Once again, before we get to that, however, even though we pretty much already got to it, we're going to go back to that personal time with Ricardo and Tokyo. Ricardo is wonderful, because I love Ricardo more and more every time this man is on panel. He is great. I love it. Either way, Tokyo's still sitting there as a letter, I guess, and his stomach starts to grumble. So Ricardo taps on him, and poof, we're back to normal Tokyo mode. Ricardo's just like, you want pizza? Okay, sure, I guess. What? Why? Kind of surprised you would ask me that, considering the positions in life that we are both in right now, but I'm not going to turn down pizza. Or maybe he will. Either way, yeah, Ricardo gets pizza, brings it back, and he's just offering Tokyo pizza, like, here, you want some? And Tokyo, at first, wants to grab the pizza, and then he remembers, wait a minute, this guy is in cahoots with that girl that kidnapped me. The girl that threw a bomb over to me, Ellie, and a bunch of civilians that didn't need to be dragged into it. He goes, they're bad people. And he thinks of him and Azuma back when they were kids playing on the playground with capes on their back. And he goes, aren't they? But this is when we actually cut back over to Simon, Momoma, and Ellie getting the plan to go scout out for Tokyo and, start this whole rescue plan. And yeah, Sato's telling them, like, the person we're dealing with, the people we're dealing with, they're professionals. If Ellie gets spotted, get out of there. You could die. So I don't know if that means, like, if Ellie's spotted, like, they know something's up, so none of them should engage, or if Ellie gets spotted, Ellie specifically needs to get out of there. Not talking about Simon and Momoma. I don't know. Either way. We already know that Ririka is very impressive, and I can assume in combat, Ricardo is as, if not more, impressive than Ririka. So yeah, earlier in the chapter, Azuma was trying to get Sato to let him help out. Sato's told him straight up, no. If you're a regular person, you're just going to slow us down. I don't care if you're tenacious. Sorry, but not going to happen. Well, this is not going to stop Azuma. He overhears the plans, and he, well, is obviously going to interfere. So, curious to see how that's going to play out. Honestly, curious to see how all of this is going to play out. I am hyped. I am ready for it. Whew. Yeah, this chapter was dope. Ririka, didn't see that coming. Loved it. Loved every last bit of it. But I'm curious to see what you guys have to say, so please go down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about the chapter, what you guys think of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I respond to pretty much everybody. So with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.